Alright guys, this is Eder, and today I'm going to be doing a video explaining some thoughts I have about the storyline of Bleach. So Bleach started about 2001 with the manga, and a lot of people are wondering when is Bleach going to end. And 366 episodes later, the Bleach anime was cancelled by the Japanese network. And the reason it was cancelled is because the show was catching up too fast to how fast the manga was being released, and no anime can pass the manga. That's crucial, so that's why they had so much filler. And the fillers weren't popular, they lost ratings, so they just cancelled Bleach after the 366th episode, which is the very end of the Lost Agent arc, which is their last season. Alright. So the manga has not ended. So volumes 49 through 54 is what was covered in the Lost Agent series, the last season of Bleach. And after that, volumes 55 to 57 so far released English, it's gone to 49 in Japanese, have continued for the last arc in the Bleach series. So, like the author wrote in the little note on the front cover, is that he has finally reached his last arc and hopes that we'll stick with it to the end. I'm not sure if I like the way that it's going. I mean, it's gone on for a long time. It took 49 volumes for them to kill Aizen. It took them almost 10 volumes to even get to kind of starting that storyline. And that wasn't a bad storyline, but I kind of wish that after they had defeated him, he had maybe one or two more volumes after that ended it. And just clean cut ending and just kind of left it that way. But he kept going, and I don't know, like, making Ichigo lose his powers at the very end of that fight, and then doing a whole 5-volume story that sucked, about how he got his powers back. That's so lame. I mean, I love the series, and I've really enjoyed the manga, but it's like, if you wanted to get to your last final arc, that was just a complete waste of time. I mean, it's like explaining Chad and Orihime. It's basically adding 6 more of those guys into your storyline that only lasts, I don't know, a couple, maybe 50 chapters, and they're gone, and they're not even cool. And I'm sorry, but it wasn't that great of a storyline to begin with. And you should have just had Ichigo keep his powers. It was cool that way. It would have been so much cooler that way, and ended it, or finished the series with your last final arc and not waste time. It's been I think it was the beginning of 2011 that volume 49 was released, and we're 2013 and we're only a couple volumes into his last arc, and we'd be so much farther along. We might even be done with the storyline and done with Bleach. Sorry, but it's time. If he would have ended it already. But so far for his last arc, he's done a very good job. It's moved a lot quicker than the ones he's done in the past, whereas some of the volumes he did in the past, it took him almost 15 volumes to do the final fight scene between Ichigo and Aizen and all the Soul Reapers and the Iran cars. It took a long time, and I kind of got sick of it, actually. I kind of skipped a little bit of it and had to go back, but I just wanted to get to Aizen. And that's one thing he's done very well, is he's moved the story along. It didn't take long for the first battle to happen, and the battle was, for the most part, short. It only took about 2 volumes, but it went over a lot more, a lot faster than he's ever done, and that I'm kind of grateful for. But for the things that he's released, like, you can check out at goodmanga.net, is chapters that have no longer been put in, been put into graphic novel version yet, or manga version. Sorry, my bad. They kind of, I don't know, because of how they're released, it's really slow, and I wish it would move a lot faster. But he kind of jumps around a lot, where I wish he would stick more with Ichigo's story, or at least incorporate Ichigo a lot more often than he did. Sure, a couple chapters without Ichigo is necessary, but he kind of sometimes stretches it a little too long, and he's left several kind of cliffhangers that we have no idea what happens, and he needs to get back to it. So, a couple of those I want to talk about is Kenpachi. So he did a whole couple chapters on Kenpachi fighting Unohana and learning how to use his sword, and at the very end of that, his sword spoke to him, and he finally talked to his own Zanpakuto, and it didn't tell us his name. It said, "My name is," and then it ended. And it's been over almost 15 chapters since then, and we haven't heard anything. We've barely even seen anything to do with the Soul Reaper, and it's been taking him forever to move along the whole Ichigo getting his Zanpakuto rebuilt. That took forever, and let alone meeting the Soul King and getting back to the Soul Society. And then, what the crap, he sent him back to his father to learn about his Quincy's past, like how his mom was a Quincy and all that. I mean, sure, that was necessary, but couldn't that have been done earlier or later? I mean, it just kind of was this blip in the story that we weren't looking for, and we just wanted it to get back to his main story. So he's kind of dragged out that a little bit, and he could have definitely done that better. Alright, so that's kind of the end of what I wanted to talk about, is just kind of how he's designing the newest part and how it's kind of bugging me. But I am going to stick it out until the end and finish Bleach. I hope you do too. I would love to see your comments on what you think about Bleach. I know that there are people who are much bigger fans and love everything, and I know there's people who hate it more than I do. And I just would really like some feedback on this, what you think. And yeah, that is the end of my video. Thanks for watching.